So it's been a long time coming. Welcome back if you've been here before. If this is your first time, then welcome. And I appreciate you tapping into the video. We will catch up, and I have put this off for long enough. If I don't do it today, tomorrow may never come. But before we get into catching up and doing all of that, I have my second long run of the week, and then a little session to knock out. So we're gonna do this. I'll be honest, I'm a little bit not excited to get started, but those tend to be the best ones, man. So let's go. So if you were here before, that's probably really strange for me to have done that. And that's part of what we got to catch up about. But before we get into any of that, what I will say is I'm not sure how long on this running journey it's going to take me to not be surprised at what I do. Because that's crazy, man. That's crazy. And like the fact that I'm still chilling right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not passed out on the turf. What's up, bro? I'm not like, man, fuck it, I'm ready to go home. I feel great. I feel fantastic. Wow. Anyway, little over 3 miles. Yeah, that was a long time, man. That was a long time. Yeah, I think that's the only thing that usually gets me is there's a period on those long runs where it's like whatever the third quarter of it is, I'm like, bro, I do kind of like really want to stop. Like, what's going on? But we made it through that, and I have a very quick session that I have to do because that took so long. I'm already well behind. Usually I would have left like 30 minutes ago, but it's okay. It's okay. Why rush? We have a quick session, and this too, if you have what. I'll go ahead, I'm gonna say this, that way I stop repeating myself. If you've been around for a long time, pretty much every single thing that I'm gonna do is different than it was before. And at some point, we will talk about that. That point is not right now. One last thing that I do wanna say before I go get started, I've started putting all of my workouts in this notebook slash journal that I have. And I love it because this happened when I was taking a social media break. And so I was just trying not to be on my phone as much, just in general. So I started writing it down, but I realized when I took the break from social media that I was missing like a lot of little dopamine hits. So if you see here, when I write my stuff out, I put all of the sets like over to the side. So every time I get to tick through one of the numbers, it's like the best kind of dopamine hit. So that's what we do. Oh, also, I started writing a little thank you on the side at the end. And it's just so I remember that I'm grateful to be able to do this for a lot of reasons. So I'm gonna write down today's stuff. Yeah, there's only one thing up here that I'm not looking forward to, and that's Bulgarian split squats. But these days, in the weirdest way, the things that I don't look forward to, I look forward to the most. Okay, bro, here we are. I just got home from work not too long ago, and I felt like the best route to take as far as wrapping up this video and getting started on this next chapter for the channel was to sit down and answer the best questions that I could think would come up. I didn't ask anybody if they had any questions for me, and nobody has asked me these questions, but if you consumed my content in the past, or if you're new here, I feel like this can give some clarity on a couple of things just all at once. And I said it multiple times while I was at the gym that we'll talk about this later, so now it's later. So that brings me to what I've picked as question number 1, which is, where have I been? And the simple answer to that is I've just been out and about, bro. I've just been around. I feel like there was this past little period in my life, I needed to just kind of take a step back from a lot of things, and putting out content was one of the biggest things. I just had a lot of things to work through, and it wasn't like anything, major or nothing like that, but I just kind of felt like I can always tell if it seems like somebody's not into what they're putting out, and I was just like, why am I doing that? Like I didn't really have anything to say, I didn't have anything to show, and so I was just like, yeah, no, let's just take a while and just focus on me. And that's what I did. So that's where I've been, out and about, figuring it out. Question number 2, what happened to powerlifting? As you could tell from the session that I had this morning, I no longer powerlift. One of my last videos that I had posted before I took them all down was nationals, where I went and I won. And to be honest, I think that I knew by the end of that prep that was going to be my last prep. Powerlifting did a lot for me for a while, and I reached a point in my life where it no longer was doing that, but the expectations that I set for myself and that the people around me kind of had for me got majorly adjusted once I started competing on a national level. And the timing of all of that, plus just kind of where I was in life, no longer needing to go and rage out and move some heavy weight a few times a week, missing out on life experiences because I gotta go train. I wasn't at a point anymore where I just wanted to do that, and I got sick of all of the sacrifices because, in my opinion, the ROI in powerlifting was just no longer worth it. Eventually I was just like, why are you doing this, bro? And to be completely honest, I don't miss it. Coming on down to what I'm picking for question number 3 is, what's this running business about? And that might be just because I'm excited to talk about running, but the reason why I feel like it could be a question is because if any of you know me personally or have tried to talk to me about running or anything like that, then you would know I have always hated running. Even when I played sports back in high school and middle school, I always hated running. I used to be literally depressed when I would get to school and it was time for gym and they said that today is the day for the mile. Like, I was just like, bro, this is torture. I don't think it's fair. I don't understand why you guys are making us do this. And even, into early adulthood, I was still just not a fan. I was not down to run. And if I was, I would do like some sprint intervals here and there, like just to try to lose weight, but I still hated it. And now on a weekly basis, I run more miles than I did in all of my 20s combined, every single week. I think I started it just because, being done with powerlifting, I was looking for something different. But also, other reasons. I was getting older and less comfortable with the idea that I can't move my body through space. I wouldn't call myself a prepper yet. I don't feel prepared enough to call myself a prepper yet, but I have a prepper sort of mentality, and so the idea of something going down and what could stop me from protecting my wife or my dog or myself could be that I can't run. Somebody can just catch me and I'm winded and gassed out. I didn't like that. I started it. It was something new. It was cool. And as I got into it, I was just like, oh no, this is different. This is why people that run can't shut up about running. The craziest thing to me is that the physical benefits of running are like happenstance. Like, they're good and I really appreciate them. But for me, running is much more mental and spiritual. And it's probably because I do more of like endurance style running, so it's not like I have some speed days, but the speed isn't my focus. My focus is the longevity. In my opinion, running is one of, if not the best way to sharpen the axe of the weakest version of you. That voice inside of you, because we all have it, that encourages you to be a degenerate. Running quiets that voice more than anything in the day-to-day. Now, don't get me wrong, during my runs, that voice gets very loud. But every single time, I shut that voice up. After my run is done, because most of my runs are done in the morning, there's nothing that I feel like I can't do. There's nothing I feel like I can't accomplish, because so consistently, I'm just proving to myself that I can do hard things, man. I can do things that I thought were once impossible. There's nothing wrong with running and just knocking out a quick mile just for general fitness, but the mental benefits that come from just longer distance running, and longer is subjective, because what's long for me is short for some and long for others, you know. And I know that I know what's long. I ran about 3 miles this morning. That was long. That's my long run for the week. And I plan to continue to increase that, you know, as time goes on. But there was a point in time where I could not run a single mile, let alone more than three consecutively, first thing in the morning, and not even really be listening to music until the last 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. And I think in this chapter that I've been talking about, running has had arguably the biggest effect. Once I got into running, it was like I flicked the right domino, and it still took some time to see just how much running would start to affect other things. But man, like, I love it. It is the focal point of my weeks, and my training is structured around that. That's another reason why powerlifting just wasn't going to fit. Bodybuilding wasn't going to fit. Number one, I'm not a fan of bodybuilding. I don't like that style of training. But I tried like the bro split or whatever, and I realized like I wasn't as broken down as I was when I was powerlifting, but it was definitely affecting my runs, and not in a good way. So my training now is kind of supportive of my runs. It's all just functional. You know, I got a lot of focus on like core and stability and fixing my mobility issues from all those years of powerlifting and just destroying my body. Now we're at a point where I just want to feel capable. I want to feel capable physically, and I want to feel capable mentally. Yeah, man. Just know, in my content going forward, I'm very slow, by the way. I'm very slow. I'm still big. This is a lot of weight to carry around, which we'll get to in a second. But I'm not a running guru, but running has changed my life in a drastic way. So be prepared. If you stick around on this channel, there will be a lot of talks about runs. So that's that. That's what the running is all about. Number 4, why am I so big? And I don't think anybody would be rude enough to actually ask me that question. But if the last time you saw me was the last video that I posted, I had gotten bigger than nationals, but I was still smaller than I am now. And now what's crazy is I'm significantly smaller than I was at the beginning of this year. For perspective, when I stopped posting content consistently, I was about 100, somewhere between 180 and 190 pounds. And back in January, I had gotten back up to about 240 pounds. So that was wild, man. I'll tell you, that was wild. Life definitely kicked in, and I was in an adjustment period, man. And I feel like, to be honest, and not to go too deep into it, I don't think that I appreciated my body nearly enough the first time that I lost a bunch of weight. Because when I graduated college, I was also 240 pounds. And then when I started posting the content, that was when I had decided, you know, I want to lose weight, and I'm out of college now, like whatever, boom, boom, boom. And, you know, I took that opportunity to just kind of talk shit to people. You know, I'd say, you know, I'm in here working out and you sitting on the couch and I'm benching your girl's body weight like that. You know, I don't know. There was a time for that, and like, it's cool, but I don't think I had the proper mindset. So I think I did not learn that lesson. And that's how I ended up here in this predicament where I, once again, was 240 pounds and I had to do something about it. So now I'm sitting at about 210. That's what I was this morning. And now that I am so much into running, I can definitely see the benefits of being smaller. So my goal is to continue to lose weight. I'm not cutting or anything like that. You know, it's lifestyle changes, lifestyle improvements, and just knocking it down one brick at a time, bro. And this time, 1,000%, I appreciate my body so much. I have so much gratitude for so many aspects of my life, including my body currently too. Even though I'm still a little bit bigger than I want to be, I still love this. I still truly appreciate it. So I got so big because I was eating a lot, I was drinking a lot, and I wasn't moving my body. And I think that happens to the best of us, bro. So now we're off that, and we won't be back. 240 will not see me again, man. No. I've been yapping so much I don't even remember what question I'm on, but the last one that I feel like is worth talking about is why now. And the reason why is because after, I don't even know how long, to be honest, how long I've been on this specific journey of just overall self-development, spiritual work, unlearning a lot of things, and just kind of navigating life. But what I do know is I finally feel like I'm at a point where I am inspired to put out content. So that's the simplest answer right there. Like it seems like it's the time. I feel a little bit more confident, you know, getting back up to 240 pounds. It was really hard to want to be in front of the camera in any capacity. So I needed to work through some things physically, and I needed to work through some things mentally. And now I feel like the spot that I found myself in is not an uncommon spot to be in. You know, it's easy to feel like you need to transform your life when something very specific and major happens, but I didn't have that. I just was letting life happen to me. And I learned different things that helped me grab the reins on my life. And now every single day I'm in control of it. I'm in control of my emotions. I'm in control of my thoughts. I'm in control of many more things than I was in control of before. Like in the event that someone is in a similar situation that I was in, I'd like to share my thoughts and share my experiences for things that worked for me. And, you know, maybe it could work for you if that's you. And then if not, you know, like I said, I feel like I'm at a really cool spot where I am inspired to put out content. I'm having a really good time doing the things that I'm doing. I'm reading more and learning more every single day. And sometimes what I read or what I watched or what I listened to, you may not have heard it. So I feel like it's worth it to share it now at this point. And it took a while to get here, but I'm happy to be here. And I'm very grateful for any of you that have stuck to this part of the video. I am looking forward this time to establishing a different sort of community. I'm grateful for the community that I had before, but this time I think we might be able to get a little bit deeper. And I enjoy nothing more these days. Well, I enjoy a lot of things, but I really enjoy like-minded people. So if this video sounds like it was up your alley, then you know, please join in, tap in, bro. I waited this long, so I wouldn't even post this if I didn't think that the time was now. I'm not gonna just disappear. I'm also gonna do us all a favor, and I'm not gonna commit to any sort of posting schedule or anything like that. We're gonna keep this chill vibes only, bro. And I'll post when I got something to say or something to do, man. So for the last time, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope I catch you in the next one.